Hi everyone, today I'll be watching 12 major Pokemon battles you never did by MNJTV. What a surprise. Anyways, hi, I'm Maple. I like Pokemon. I have not completed a post-game of a lot of games, actually. I think the most post-game I've ever done is probably not even in a mainline game. It's definitely Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team, because I played shit out of that post-game. So, I'm excited to see what the hell I've missed. Alright. I'm gonna go to the React corner now. I'm excited to watch this with you guys. Oogie!
There are battles with famous Pokemon trainers that you may have never done. Here are 12 instances of forgettable battles with memorable trainers, which I did my best to order from least to most obscure.
Yay!
Enhanced versions of Pokemon games have a history of changing things, but until Emerald, no major boss battles were completely replaced. Sure, some team members might have changed, but Emerald completely replaced a gym leader and champion. In Ruby and Sapphire, Wallace is the final gym leader, while Steven Stone is the region's champion. But then in Emerald, Wallace has moved up to champion, and his mentor, Juan, has taken over the Sootopolis gym.
Yeah, and Steven's like just in a cave because bro loves rocks.
Which is an infuriating change, I might add. I really hate that double teaming King drop. Steven still makes some appearances in the main story, but you never battle him. Then after the league, he just disappears. In his house in Moss Deep City, he leaves a letter for you, because I guess he just knew you would barge into his unlocked house.
You know, I never really questioned that because as a kid, I would like talk to or try to talk to every single NPC there was in existence, just because I'd be like, do you give me an item? Do you give me an item? Do you give me something for free? I like free things. Do you give me something? I feel like I don't really do that anymore. But as a kid, I would constantly do that. Like in every single Pokemon game I've played, I would make it a point to like talk to every single NPC just because I was like, I like free things. Yeah, I'm accepting handouts. I like free things.
Because you've done that with every other building in the region. And in the letter, he leaves you the—
Oh wait, oh my god, I'm pausing again. I just remembered, don't we have like a Pokénav in this game? Bro should just call us. Like every single other NPC in this game, bro should just call us, okay?
gift Beldum, but he also says that he has departed to travel the world. But where did he go? Well, it turns out, Meteor Falls. If you delve deep into the cavern, you'll come across a chamber that Ruby and Sapphire did not have. But not only that, it isn't there in Emerald either until you become the champion.
Steven dug that tunnel himself. Bro loved rocks. Well, I shouldn't say himself. He has like very powerful Pokemon, but himself, you know?
He excavated a whole new room.
That's what I said.
There you'll find Steven, who will reminisce about battling alongside you at the Sootopolis Space Center.
He's like so silly. He just, look, maybe he hit his head on a rock, okay?
There must not be enough oxygen down in his cave, because the Space Center is in Moss Deep, which he should know because he lives there. And then the battle with him begins. His team ranges from level 75 to 78, making him the strongest trainer in the Hoenn region outside battle facilities. The Pokemon are almost identical to his champion team, just with Cradily and Metagross getting slightly changed movesets.
Oh, I'm covering the moveset. What? Oh, no Hyper Beam. Neat. Neat. Oh yeah, Shadow Ball. Oh my god, wait, that's nice. What?
So that does mean that his Aggron still has no stab moves and 3 special moves, despite having a base special attack of 60.
Man. Man, poor Aggron, man. The Gen 3, not having the physical special split yet, and Aggron out there trying to spam Thunder is just so funny.
Moves and 3 special moves, despite having a base special attack of 60. This battle is probably the most well-known on this list, hence why I made it the first entry, but I still opted to include it because I have no memory of ever doing it myself.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever done this myself either. I've only ever seen other people do it, or I've seen videos of other people like fighting this fight. I know about it because in Kaizo Ironmon, in Kaizo Ironmon for Emerald, you do have to do this fight to consider that your run is complete.
The red battle is present across 5 Johto games, while this one is only an emerald. Additionally, red is atop a fancy new location that you don't unlock until getting all the badges, so then you're gonna be eager to explore it. Whereas Steven is deep within somewhere you've already been, and thus may not think to go back to. Steven is not the only character to be relegated out of a position, yet somehow gets stronger. In Black 2 and White 2,
look, I just want to say he probably is, he retired from being the champion and just wanted to diggy hole, okay? He just really likes rocks. Look, I don't know how the champion system works. I don't know if you can just like be like, okay, Wallace, you're the champion now. I'm bored. I want to go dig rock. Bye. I don't know if that's how that works, but definitely seems that way.
the progression through the region changed so that the earliest locations in Black and White, the southeast portion of Unova, are now post-game locations. The two gyms there, in Nacrene City and Strian City, are no longer gyms. While you cannot battle Lenora at all outside of the Pokemon World Tournament, did you know that you can battle the triplets? Because I did not know that until I started writing this video. Maybe I've done it before, but I don't remember doing it. If you walk into
I have not done that at all. I haven't done many things, but I have not done that at all.
their former gym, now just a restaurant, the three of them will be standing around the room. If you speak to one, they'll ask if you want to team up with them against their brothers. You can team up with any of the three, and the triplet multi-battle can be done daily, so you can experience all three possible battle combinations. They all use 3 Pokemon each in the mid-60s, assuming you don't change the difficulty level, and their teams are unchanged whether opponent or teammate. Additionally, and amusingly, they all have 1 Pokemon with a muscle band, 1 with a leftovers, and a monkey with a life orb. I think being able to choose your partner and that changing who you battle against is a really cool way to bring back one of Pokemon's most unique gyms. In fact, I kind of wish that we could have done this as just a regular gym battle in Black 2 and White 2, and not just an optional side battle in the post game. That I totally missed. Ha! It just
Oh my god! It's time for Shmuel!
Haha! Hi, it is I, Small Meeple. Do you like my hair loops? I can like wiggle them. What's up? I'm Small Meeple. I live in Big Maple's closet. My job? Be a nuisance. Hi!
Guarantee boy!
I'm small!
What you got there? A cautionary tale. Last year I signed up for the Wire of the Month Club. Why? I had a wire phase, okay? I'm sure everyone does.
No.
But anyways, I had the subscription shipped to my hideout mailbox, not my apartment, and then I forgot about it.
Sometimes I chew on Big Maple's internet cables, but it's okay. They don't taste that good. I only chew on them when I'm bored.
So when I checked my mailbox after a while, lo and behold, I wasted a bunch of money on a ton of useless wires.
I should eat them for you.
Yes, if you'd been using the sponsor of this video, Rocket Money, sooner, you could have avoided this. Exactly! Rocket Money, which I might add, incredible name, is an all-in-one personal finance app that helps you cancel subscriptions, lower bills, and better manage your money. Once linking my bank account, I've used it to help me catch unwanted
Well, no, it's okay. Big Maple pays for everything, so I don't need Rocket Money. But I appreciate it, bro.
subscriptions I forgot about, like the Wire of the Month Club, then cancel them with just a few taps. Rocket Money can also be used to help you lower bills. Just scan them in and it can help negotiate your bills down for you to get the best possible rate. Rocket
I can lower the pile of bills too, by eating them physically.
Money has helped its customers save up to $740 per year when using all the premium features. Go to rocketmoney.com/MNJTV to get started for free and improve your finances. Now,
That's not my job, but I appreciate it. My job is being Small Meeple.
I'm just gonna leave all these wires down here, if you don't mind.
I'll eat them.
No, I don't want those.
I'll eat it.
Come on, you're 30 now. It's a rite of passage into adulthood to have a tangled mess of random cables somewhere in your house. Ta-ta! This next
Heckin. And with that, my job here is done, and I take my leave. Bye, everybody. Don't worry about the wires. I'll eat those on the way out. Bye!
I'm back. What did Schmoll say about eating the pile of bills? We don't have a pile of bills. What the I don't know what she's eating. Anyways. Hi, I'm back. I hope Schmoll was good to you guys. And also to the sponsor of M&J's video. Whoa.
This entry is kind of an odd one because it's not against a famous character. It's against a famous person.
Oh.
Shigeki Morimoto is one of the most prominent employees at Game Freak.
Oh, they put him in. You can battle him. Oh, that's so cute. I love that.
He's worked there since 1992 and thus played a role in almost every mainline Pokemon game, even serving as the director for Emerald and Heart Gold Soul Silver. Now, you likely know that Game Freak likes to make appearances in their games, usually serving as the people who will give you certificates for completing Pokédexes.
Yeah, I know about this because I've seen like pictures of the Pokédex certificates and that kind of stuff, and I know that they would be basically Game Freak employees. I didn't know wait, can you battle them? Oh my god.
But starting in Gen 5, you could finally battle against one of them. And that person is Morimoto. Now, I know there's a good chance that you've battled him once, but have you battled him every time?
Huh?
His first team, in black and white, unlocks once you enter the Hall of Fame.
3 monkeys. Bunny bat. Zebra. Leopard.
It's a battle, win or lose. It's the friends you make. Subscribe or you will lose. I'm Small Meeple. Bye.
In the sequels, his team is nearly identical, but he also has a new team you can fight before the league, a trio of the Tiny Monkeys. In Sun and Moon, his post-game team becomes a squad of Gen 1 Pokemon. In the Ultra games, this is converted into a multi-battle alongside Kazumasa Iwao, another prominent Game Freak employee. Morimoto ditches his evolutions in Kangaskhan in favor of a Gengar, and Iwao uses 3 normal types. Morimoto appears again in Let's Go using the same Pokemon he did in Sun and Moon. He then appears in Sword and Shield, hidden in a hotel in Sirchester. This is a
Oh my god, wait. The other sprites are kind of like, okay, yeah, that's fine, whatever. It's a coach trainer. They make him kind of, I don't know. They give him a funny smirk in this one. But like, okay, the face of this cop always like gets me.
a double battle, and he uses all Galar Pokemon except his Dynamaxing Snorlax.
Like, there's just not a single thought between those eyes, okay? Like, I don't know. There's like something wrong with it for sure. But like, it's funny.
His most recent appearance is in BDSP in the Hotel Grand Lake. And in all his appearances since Sun and Moon, defeating him earns the player the Oval Charm. I've done a few of these battles. I have not done all of them. I did not realize there were this many Morimoto appearances. My eyes were popping as I was scrolling down that article.
Bro's just everywhere.
Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee mostly feature characters already present in the Kanto games. It gets a little weird with red, blue, and green not being playable characters or the rival, but they are characters that have been in Kanto before. But you might have missed that there's a character from another region making their first appearance in Kanto. Mina, the fairy trial captain from Alola, misses the SS Anne, and then she ends up just staying in Kanto forever. Now, you may have noticed her immediately upon departing the ship. I did not.
I don't know if I noticed her. Shit. I played Let's Go Pikachu.
On my first playthrough, I just walked right past her. I, of course, found her eventually, but what I didn't realize until quite a long amount of time after the game came out is that you can actually battle her.
Oh.
More than once. And she's got 2 different teams. Her first team is a Jigglypuff and a Mr. Mime, and this is what she uses up until you beat the league. After which her levels jump to the 50s, her Jigglypuff evolves, and she adds an Alola Ninetales. She can be battled once per day. This is a super missable battle because the conversation isn't forced. You could just walk right past her like I did. But also, she does not battle you in that initial conversation. You have to choose to return to her later, and you don't really have a reason to do that.
Yeah, you don't have like any reason at all to backtrack to where the SSN departs, right? Like, I don't know. Okay, I don't remember backtracking just because I kind of assumed that it would be the same as in Back in Fire Red Leaf Green, where once the boat leaves, and by the way, that boat leaves very slowly. I get it's a ferry, but it leaves very slowly. I don't remember if there's like a reason, unless it's like a post-game thing I probably missed to go back to that exact port.
It's nice that they tried to put a fairy specialist in Kanto when there's never been one before. But you may not ever fight her. I certainly didn't. At least for like a long time. Speaking of Mina, Sun and Moon shook up the series by removing gyms, replacing them with trials and grand trials. You battle the kahunas in the grand trials, but then in most regular trials, you do not battle the trial captains. But did you know you can actually battle all of the trial captains, assuming you have both a Sun and a Moon game? Okay, you probably already did know that, especially if you played the Ultra games, since battling some of the trial captains is required to complete Mina's fairy trial. Several of them also appear in the battle tree if you ever did that.
I have not played the Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I've played Pokemon Sun. I've not played Moon, but I did not play the Ultras.
But they have other battles, even in Sun and Moon, where Mina's fairy trial doesn't exist. It's just that if you're not looking for them, you're probably not gonna find them. I should say up front, this entry is not about Sophocles and Acerola. Sophocles is a title defense challenger in all the Alola games, and Acerola is famously an Elite Four member. These battles are not obscure enough. Mina actually has a couple battles in Sun and Moon that you could miss, but they're triggered pretty easily by finding her out and about on Pony Island, and one of them's part of an Ultra Beast hunt. The other 4 captains are the focus of this video, because their battles are much trickier to find. They can be done pre-league in Sun and Moon, but only post-game in the Ultra games, where their teams are, of course, much stronger. I'll try to blast through these quick. It's kind of a lot. Ilima is fought very early game, but he can be rematched later if you...
I played Pokemon Sun, but I also feel like this is the first time I'm meeting this character. Damn, I played Pokemon Sun a long time ago, and I've only ever did one playthrough. God damn. No, some characters, I'm just like, have I met you? Well, some other characters, I'm like, oh yeah, I know that one, you know?
You find him in his house in Hau'oli City. He takes you to the trainer school for the battle. Lana is fought by finding her younger sisters in her house in Coney City, who then bully her into battling you at Brooklet Hill. In Sun and Ultra Sun only, and also only at night, you can find Kiawe in his room in Paniola Town, then see him get fired from his job at the Thrifty Megamart later.
No!
He'll battle you after. Then in Moon and Ultra Moon only, and also only during the day, if you go to Mallow's family restaurant in Coney City, you can then find her in the lush jungle for a battle. Do you see why these are easy to miss? I had no idea any of them existed until I was making the My New Gym Leaders video, which came out just a few months ago. These aren't the only obscure Pokemon battles in Alola though, but this next one is higher on the list because it is only in Sun and Moon, not the Ultra games. For many years, Pokemon did not let you have rematches with evil team leaders because, I mean, it makes sense, honestly.
Yeah, like that makes sense. Normally when you defeat the evil team leader, they're just like gone forever. Like, I don't know, Giovanni dipped, bro. Like, he dipped so hard that the main plot for Team Rocket and Heart Gold Soul Silver, or like Gen 2 in general, is that they are desperately missing their leader and begging for him to come back. No, I was like trying to recall why they took over Goldenrod, the radio tower, the other day. And I was like, oh yeah, they were just trying to like spread propaganda, right? To like get people to recruit for Team Rocket. And my chat had to remind me, no, Maple, they were just begging for their Oshi Giovanni to come back. And I'm like, oh, well, that's much more pathetic.
After you defeat them, they either flee into the wilderness, they get arrested, or they die.
Yeah.
Like Lysander?
Well, this video is from a year ago. Ah, Rocket Money, the funny story. No spoilers. Funny story.
That dude is dead.
Funny story.
The whole cavern, ultimate weapon, just like crunch.
Funny, really funny story. So there, spoilers. There's this dog. There's this dog that was like, no, it's okay, bro. You can live. And now we have an entire game.
Also, I've never watched the X and Y anime, but I'm pretty sure that like Bonnie is the one who's like, go Squishy, murder the man. And then I think it actually does it.
Squishy, go for it!
But Sun and
That's awesome. Go, Squishy.
Moon broke this trend, likely because Team Skull was kind of less explicitly evil than the others. Like, yeah, they took over a town, which was bad, but they didn't want to kill everyone.
Yeah, they kind of just took over a town, and the other evil teams are like, well, the Mafia, you know, environmentalists gone wrong. I want to destroy the world and make a new one because this one fucking sucks. I'm gonna take over the world, so release your Pokemon now. I'm gonna destruction beam the world because this world is ugly and I like witty things. I took over a town. Yeah, it kind of drops off quite a lot.
You may already know that Team Skull leader Guzma appears in the battle tree as a partner against Team Rainbow Rocket and in title defense battles in the Ultra games. But what I didn't know until making this video is that in Sun and Moon, and only Sun and Moon, he has a one-time rematch.
Oh.
After beating the league, you can find him on Route 2 in what is apparently his parents' house. He'll demand to meet you on the Howoli City beach, where he uses his previous squad of Golisopod, Masquerain, Ariados, and Pinsir,
Wait, now I'm curious. Go talk to his dad. What does he say?
plus a new Scizor, all of them level 63. If you defeat him, Hala will appear and essentially scold Guzma, then become his master again. Guzma gives you a Dawn Stone to end the conversation, which I think is a bit odd since no bug types use a Dawn Stone. You can really tell that this is an obscure Pokemon battle because the footage of it that you just watched was my first time ever doing it, which I recorded while making this video on my original Sun save file.
Damn.
I have missed this battle for 8.5 years.
Yeah.
Multi-battles alongside NPCs are quite commonplace in Pokemon nowadays, and they mostly happen alongside one of your rivals. Nearly every mainline Pokemon game since Gen 4 features at least one rival team-up.
I have problems with teaming up with an NPC specifically for randomizers, because when I was in Heart Gold Soul Silver randomizer, let me tell you, when you have to team up with Lance in the underground part for confronting Team Rocket, my randomizer Lance decided to throw out a level 40 Cascoo. Guess what? I died. I died. My Nuzlocke was over, and because Lance happened to really like bug types that day, bro. I'll never forgive you, Lance.
Including Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Wait, what? Heart Gold and Soul Silver? One of the games with a mean rival? Oh yes, you can team up with Silver, but it is a completely optional and very missable battle. First, the battle cannot happen until you've defeated Silver in Mount Moon, which you do not have to go through in order to get all the Kanto badges, so you can totally miss this prerequisite. Once that battle has been completed, you can then go to the Dragon's Den. And that's the missable part, because there are very few reasons to go back into the Dragon's Den after you've been in there for the story. In the cavern, you'll find him training. Then suddenly, Claire and Lance bust in. Lance suggests a battle.
Yeah, you see that guy? That's the guy that used level 40 Cascoo. I hold grudges, bro. I'm not over it. That happened 3 years ago. What?
But amusingly, he wants to team up with the player and battle against Silver and Claire. But Silver rejects Claire, calling her the embarrassing one in the weird costume. Which, I mean, it isn't wrong. Silver will use his starter, Crobat, and Gengar.
Okay, but she looks great in that weird costume, okay?
While Claire and Lance use this team of
Yeah, she looked great!
wildly varying levels. Claire's lowest is 52, while Lance's highest is 75. That is a 23 level difference within one team. Although, I guess technically it's two different teams, but it's a huge level difference on one side of the court.
Let me take a look at those teams again. What? I guess they really want to emphasize that, like, Lance is the champion and Claire's still the leader with the team level difference, but goddamn.
5. That is a 23 level difference within one team. Although, I guess technically it's two different teams, but it's a huge level difference on one side of the court. Board?
Court.
Field. We got there. When the battle is over, they all say a few words and leave. And that's it. This is a totally optional battle that doesn't give you anything but
Aw.
some prize money and a little character development. I had never done this battle before, at least not that I can remember, and it's not present in the Gen 2 games, so I expect that not very many people have done it.
Nope.
Battling N is a huge part of Black and White. You fight him several times, culminating in him being one of the final 2 boss battles of the main plot. He disappears after this though, unable to be battled again. But did you know that you can battle him in Black 2 and White 2? After becoming champion, you can head to the Victory Road and enter a cavern previously blocked by a Zoroark. This leads to the ruins of N's castle, and within you can battle him and just his dragon.
Oh.
But this entry is not about that battle. In fact, there are quite a few more steps left. Once defeated, N will hand you his dragon as a rock, and you can take it to Dragon Spiral Tower to revive it, fight it, and capture it. N will then appear to tell the player that they can now go to the giant chasm to catch Kyurem.
Chasm. Oh my god. Wait.
N will then appear to tell the player that they can now go to the giant chasm.
Okay, when I first played when I first had to play through these types of games, right? My chat was so confused because I've always pronounced chasm as chasm. Chasm. And they're like, it's a pronounced chasm, and I'm like, I don't care. I will continue to say chasm because it's fun. That is all.
Chasm to catch Kyurem. Now, up to this point, a lot of you probably did this. This is how you get the box art legendary, and since Black 2 and White 2 were the first mainline games that don't give you the legendary before beating the league, once you became champion without the fused Kyurem, a lot of you were probably eager to figure out, hey, how the heck do I get to use this thing? But I suspect that many of you, like myself, stopped there. But there is more that you can do. You just probably aren't gonna find it without looking something up. Once Kyurem is caught or defeated, you can then go to the Ferris wheel in Nimbasa City and ride it with N. But only on Fridays. What? I don't know about you, but why would I go back to a place with no wild Pokemon, no significant battles, no items to find, and much less on one specific day of the week? How was I gonna find this? But if you do this and ride,
Bro only shows up on a Friday. I think like older Pokemon games, and I don't know if newer ones do it as well, because I remember it's like what? Drifloon would only show up on like a Tuesday or something like that. And then like very specific spots on like, I don't know, a Wednesday, this something else will happen. And in this case ends like Fridays only. Yeah, I want to say newer Pokemon games don't do that as much, but I could also just be wrong. Because, I don't know, I'm old. I play a lot of the older ones.
ride the Ferris wheel with him, then return to his castle, you can battle him again. Once per season. With a different team each season. His spring team is all water types and makes heavy use of rain, including hidden ability Drizzle Politoed.
Oh wait, that's really cool. Wait, having like weather teams is so nice.
His summer team is 3 fire types, 2 grass types, and a Ninjask.
Okay, yeah, so Ninetales with Drought.
And utilizes sun, including Drought Ninetales.
Yeah.
His autumn team is a sandstorm team, all
Sand.
of the Pokemon being immune to sand damage. And as you probably guessed by now, his winter team is an all-ice hail team. All these battles can be really challenging because he starts each of them with ability summoned weather, which in case you forgot,
That's forever.
was permanent in Gen 5.
Yeah.
If you don't change the weather yourself, his will stay the whole battle.
That gets changed in Gen 6, I believe. But until then, get fucked.
These teams are honestly super awesome. But
Yeah.
since seasons are monthly in Gen 5, if you don't change your DS's clock, it's going to take you several months to see all of these teams.
They really want you to see N once a month on a Friday for like 4 months. Okay? That's it.
Not to mention all the crap you had to do beforehand. These teams are just so obscure, I had no idea they existed until I was making my 12 famous Pokemon theories video last summer, and I was researching about like, oh, is Anna Zoroark? To be clear, no, I do not think he is. But like I was looking at his Bulbapedia page and I was like, wait, what are these teams? Huh? The next entry is also from Black 2 and White 2, but you need more than just a copy of one of those games. games. Black 2 and White 2 have a fascinating feature called the memory link. By connecting your sequel game to a copy of Black or White that had beaten the main story, you could witness flashbacks in your sequel game that take place between the original games and the sequels.
I always found the Shadow Triad guys kind of funny. At least their sprites. To me, it just looks like they're always so slanted. I don't know, like they're always like hunched over or like really like, I don't know. They just seem like they're a lot closer than they're supposed to be. And I'm like, this diagonal goes crazy for your back. Not good crazy. Crazy bracket's bad.
Some of these are even affected by the save data in the Black or White copy. This requires a lot to make happen though. Like obviously you need a copy of Black or White in addition to Black 2, White 2, but then you also either need a second DS or you have to be able to connect your DS to the internet, which, speaking from experience, may not have been possible depending on your house's internet settings. And then you have to make like a global link account and like upload data and then download it. To be perfectly honest, I never did that version of the process. I just used 2DSs. And also, it doesn't really matter because you can't do it anymore because the global link has been shut down. Memory Link doesn't just show flashbacks though. You can also do a few battles with the rivals from Black and White, Charon and Bianca. In the sequel games, Charon is a normal type gym leader, but if you find him on Route 5 after using the memory link, he'll use one of his diverse teams from his time as a rival. The starter and monkey depending on the save data from Black or White. Bianca is similar, found in New Vemetown using one of her original teams, again her starter and monkey depending on the data from the Black or White file. This battle is especially interesting because this is the only way to battle against her in Black 2 and White 2. But since these battles are locked behind features that require another game and maybe another console, a lot of people probably never did them. Rematches with gym leaders are commonplace now, but did you know that they didn't exist until Emerald? These first rematches did it quite differently though.
The Pokénav. I remember needing to call people up, being like, hey, you free for a battle? And then they would be like, yeah, I'm down. And that would be how I grinded like money.
One big quirk is that their teams change. Most gym leader rematches make it so all of them have Pokemon around the same level-ish, and assuming it's within the same context, their teams are constant. But in Emerald, with each subsequent battle,
I remember for Larry's team here,
them have Pokemon around the same level-ish, and assuming it's within the same context, their teams are.
For this one, I remember doing a Pokemon Scarlet and Violet run of Boy Coco only. And I remember being like, man, I wonder what the Staraptor has. I've only seen Facade and Aerial Ace. I wonder what the other two moves are. I found out very quickly those two moves I was asking for never existed. I was like, wait, why would they do this to him? Why?
Constant. But in Emerald, with each subsequent battle, the gym leader gains more Pokemon, levels up, and evolves their teams, eventually reaching their final team with the fourth rematch. Their levels also vary wildly compared to each other. Roxanne's first rematch is in the 30s and her fourth is in the high 40s, low 50s, but one starts with levels.
Oh man, here for Roxanne,
30s and her fourth is in the high.
I am so glad when Gen 4 came around, they introduced a lot of evolutions to Pokemon that really needed it. Like seeing a level 52 Nose Pass just feels bad now that I live in the future. I live in a future where Probopass exists, you know?
40s, low 50s, but one starts with levels where Roxanne ends, and he eventually has a team in the 60s. Now, you may be thinking, wait, what's the big deal? Like, why?
Wait.
But one starts with.
Bro actually tosses out a level 46 Poliwag. Wow!
Levels where Roxanne ends, and he eventually has a team in the 60s. Now, you may be thinking, wait, what's the big deal?
I'm glad it evolved to a Politoed later, but wow!
Like, why are these gym leader rematches so obscure when you can do these battles with 8 different people? Well, first off, these battles are only available in Emerald version, one game from many years ago, so that is somewhat contributing to the obscurity. But more significantly, is that doing all these rematches will actually take you a very long time because the system for activating them is weird. Let me just read to you from Bulbapedia. After the player has entered the Hall of Fame for the first time, the player can rematch gym leaders. There is a 31% chance for a gym leader rematch to become available after every 60th wild encounter, every 20th trainer battle, and every 20th battle frontier battle.
Oh, you know, I just assumed that I called them up on like a time that they were just free, and they were like, yeah, no, I'll battle you. Like, I guess it makes sense that they base on like, I don't know, every like encounter or trainer battle and that kind of stuff. But I thought it was a day and night cycle type of thing where it's just like, oh, well, it's been a couple of days. Yeah, sure, I'll battle you.
Huh? That's right. Unlike later games where you can find the gym leaders by like, they're at a certain spot on a certain day, or maybe they're just like always available. You have to just play the game doing whatever else and hope that the gym leaders decide to be ready to fight you. But that's not even the end of it. You cannot move on to the second rematch team for any gym leader until you've beaten the first rematch team of every gym leader. The same is true for the third and fourth rematch teams. This means that for you to see even a single fourth rematch team, you have to have completed 24 rematches. And remember, it's gonna take you a while to even have a chance for one to happen. I've personally never gotten close to seeing the fourth rematch team for any of the Emerald Gym leaders, and I suspect that the number of you that have done so is quite small.
I feel like...
But hopefully, the number of you that decide to subscribe...
First of all, I feel like I maybe battled, like, the gym leaders again once each. And I'm gonna say that at most. I cannot recall if I've actually gone back and battled all of them, but I want to say I've at least battled Roxanne. Like the rematch once. Probably two. Probably Watson. Probably Flannery. Gets a bit shaky after that.
Is very large. In all seriousness, if you've watched this far into the video, you likely enjoy what I do, and so I would greatly appreciate it if you would subscribe if you have not, or double check that you are subscribed in case you are not. We've reached the penultimate entry, and before we get into it, I should warn you, I am about to rant.
Oh.
To start things off, I have a question.
I love bitching and ranting. It's okay, bro.
The words Grand Duke of the Battle Chateau mean anything to you?
I'm playing X and Y right now. Oh? Who?
Not Battle Maison, Battle Chateau. Statistically, your answer is likely no. I ran this poll on my community tab, and nearly half of the respondents selected, what are you talking about? The Battle Chateau is on Route 7 in Kalos. Yeah, it's that big building there. Not missable, but so missable at the same time because you don't have to enter it. If you've never been inside, you are not alone.
I've definitely been inside. I did not remember that it was called the Battle Chateau.
My first time spending more than 30 seconds in there was while making this video. It is a strange and uppity place obsessed with noble titles, where by defeating trainers that spawn in there, you gain points, which can increase your rank from Baron to Viscount to Earl, etc.
I remember this. I remember that you can raise your ranks and that kind of stuff. I didn't get past that. I maybe battled a couple of people, I think. I don't think I battled anyone significant.
Etc. Barf. There aren't many practical rewards for advancing, though. You can get some good prize money and occasionally some items to sell after battles, like a nugget, for example, so its main purpose seems to be a money farming location. But it's one that's as dull as watching concrete dry, since at the beginning, all the trainers will only have one Pokemon at level 15.
Bro, if you that ladybug's looking at the face of death right now, holy shit.
Come back to it post-game, most of the battles will be quick, but incredibly boring. Additionally, there's a weird quirk where new trainers spawn in based on real time. You can't just leave and come back and reset who's in there. You only get a new trainer every 6 minutes, so you can't blast through the place in an hour. You can speed things up by sending writs of invitation that make trainers appear faster. But the cheapest one is $50,000 and only lasts until midnight. And then they have the gall to ask for a tip after. You know, maybe we shouldn't be blaming the pandemic for tip buttons showing up everywhere. Maybe instead, we should be blaming X and Y. Now, why am I explaining and crapping on this strange optional feature? Well, that's because it is the only way to rematch major characters. Okay, you can redo the Pokemon League at any time, but if you want to rematch the gym leaders or see the league members with different teams, the Battle Chateau is the only place to do it. Once you reach the rank of Marquis or
Marcus, I believe.
Marchianess? Marchianess? What?
Martianus.
Martianus?
Okay, that I thought it was a Marcus, and okay, you know what? I don't think I've ever actually had to think about how to pronounce Martianus.
You cannot be serious. Once you reach the rank of Marquis or Martianus, gym leaders can be
Martian.
in appearing. Then once you reach the rank of Duke or Duchess, Elite Four members can show up. Unfortunately, for many of these trainers, they're worse than they were before.
Oh.
Gym leaders never use more than 2 Pokemon, no matter how many they had in their gym battle. Elite Four members went down from 4 Pokemon to 3. But this isn't about them. This is about what happens when you reach the final rank, Grand Duke or Grand Duchess, which will take you forever. The Chateau uses a hidden point system to rank you up. Higher ranked trainers are worth more points when you beat them. To reach Duke or Duchess, the second best rank, you need 300 points. But to reach Grand Duke or Duchess, you need 1,000.
Yay!
If you only battled Elite Four members, the highest value trainer, it would take you 88 battles to reach Grand Duke. And that's just from Duke to Grand Duke.
Bro, I'm gonna be real. I don't give that much of a shit of becoming a Grand Duke or Duchess, okay?
It doesn't even count anything before. And remember, a new trainer only spawns in every 6 minutes. 88 times 6 is 528 minutes, which is almost 9 hours. And again, that assumes that every new spawn is an Elite Four member, which they will not be. They're basically forcing you into shelling out ungodly amounts of money to make the trainers show up faster. But let's say you do it anyways. You become the champion, and then you slog your way through the Battle Chateau.
I bet you they give you a funny ribbon, and that's it.
Once you finally reach the rank of Grand Duke or Duchess, your reward is the chance to battle Champion Diantha.
But you could just, you already got to do that. You're the champion. That's the point of the game. You become the champion. You battle her.
The only other person at that rank, and she has only 4 Pokemon that are lower level than she has in the league?
Man, like, is the Battle Chateau, like, locked behind any, like, Hall of Fame stuff? So it's like, I guess technically you could battle her earlier if that was the case, and that's why it's lower. But I feel like the amount of work you're gonna put in to get to this part in the first place definitely means you've already beaten the game, and now you're just like, well, let's just see what else I could do.
What? Why? Why would they design it like this? Why would anyone do this? To the 13% of you who said that you had done it on my poll, are you masochists? You can't.
But yeah, I'm not too sure if I missed in the beginning where if he specifies that you have to be like a champion first. I don't know, man. Sometimes I miss things, but bleh. Bleh.
And increase Diantha's team's levels by paying for the Writs of Challenge, and with the black one, you can get her Pokemon up to level 80. But this somehow makes her worse? Her Mega Gardevoir goes from knowing Moonblast, Psychic, and 2 coverage moves to knowing Captivate, Hypnosis, Dream Eater, and Stored Power. The last of which is a move that gets more powerful with stat boosts, yet she has no moves that boost her stats. Also, the Black Writ of Challenge is gonna set you back $300,000. And they're still gonna ask you for a tip after. The Diantha Battle Chateau rematch is definitely the dumbest battle in this video, and it would be the most inaccessible and obscure as well, if not for the final one, which for most isn't even possible anymore. Today, most events are limited time raids or simply mystery gift distributions that put a Pokemon in your box. But years ago, a lot of event distributions triggered story events within the games themselves. Some of these gave you an item that allowed you to battle and catch a mythical Pokemon, but others gave you the Pokemon that you could then use to trigger an event. These vary in complexity and intrigue, but almost none of them feature a battle against a trainer. The Genesect event has you fight this one random scientist, but there's one more event that features a battle with a trainer that is much more famous. Or should I say infamous? Because if you didn't know, infamous means famous for a bad reason.
Yeah.
It's like a pet peeve of mine when people throw around infamous identically to famous, and it's like, oh yeah, this lovely person is infamous. And I'm like, no, they're not.
It's like, no, it's like, it's not famous brackets good. It's like famous with brackets bad.
Heart Gold and Soul Silver, if you have a fateful encounter Celebi and approach Ilex's shrine after beating Team Rocket at the radio tower, Lyra or Ethan will appear, then suddenly Celebi will warp you back in time. At first, you're sent 3 years into the past, where you witness a confrontation between Silver and his father Giovanni, shortly after Red forced Giovanni to disband Team Rocket. After Silver storms off, Celebi time travels you again, this time to a small cave with just Giovanni and a radio. From his dialogue, you realize that you're in the more recent past. He's just heard Team Rocket's transmission from the Goldenrod radio tower and plans to rejoin them as they wanted. But you get to stop him. Giovanni's team is in the 40s with a Nidoking, Honchkrow, Nidoqueen, and Kangaskhan. Once you defeat him, he
Oh, this is actually kind of cool. Unlike the last one, you had to become like the Grand Duke or like the Grand Duchess. This one's kind of neat. They begged for their Oshi to come back, and he was actually gonna come back, except you stopped him. Giovanni Oshi, please, we need you. We're sad. We missed you.
He leaves dejected, meaning you stopped 2 leading members of Team Rocket in 2 different places at the same time. This is such a cool side story, but it was accessible to very few people. You needed a fateful encounter Celebi, meaning a Celebi from an event, which was almost impossible to get. In the USA, they gave one out for a few months in 2006 at the Journey Across America tour, which stopped for 1 day at a time in specific locations. Then in 2011, the intended Celebi for this story event was only distributed in 2 ways. The first was at the Pokemon Black and White Mall Tour, another traveling event that only stopped for a day at a time in each place, and it only lasted for about a month and a half. The other was at GameStop stores, much more accessible, but only for about 2 weeks. If you missed these Celebi, didn't have a friend who could trade it to you, and were unwilling to hack your game, then you could never have done this battle with one of the most well-known Pokemon characters of all time.
Yeah.
If you don't have a Celebi on your old DS cartridge today, then you cannot do this battle at all. No major character battle is more obscure than that. Thanks so much for watching. If you want to see another one of my videos going over some of the crazy stuff that Pokemon had going on in the past, check out my video where I cover how getting Regigigas in Gen 4 was a gigantic task.
Haha.
Yeah, you can leave now. That'd be fair.
Yeah, bye. All right. Hi. Yeah. Gang gang. What? Anyway. Hi. That was fun. I like the last one a lot. The Grand Duchess and the Grand Duke thing was interesting, but the other ones were a lot of fun, especially the last one. I think that last one was really, really cool. Okay, I'm gonna see you guys later. Thanks so much for watching this with me. Bye! I'm sure Schmoll Maple already told you to subscribe or something, but like... I don't know. She said she had something fun for like the new call to action, so I believe her. Trust.